and doers. While diverse in age, ethnicity, and gender, we share the same values centered around love and acceptance of all. Our goal is to open minds, inspire spiritual growth, and ignite a passion for social justice. If you are visiting today, please fill out a card by the front door on the little table so we can connect with you. In your order of service, you'll find a description of upcoming services as well as announcements. We also have something we call second hour, which begins around 11:15. Second hour consists of small discussion groups, and they're listed in your order of service. Today we have What is a UU with Deborah Baker Ryan in the library, choir practice with Cecile in the harmony room, and speaker circle with Ivy up in the front of the sanctuary. And Karen has an announcement.
Hi. After you have all the fun of second hour, then we have a membership food fun and fellowship meeting for third hour. So anybody who would like to participate, those who have signed up to be on the committee, please stay. I have light snacks to tide you over for lunch.
I also have an announcement this morning. On September 13th, Melissa from Cups and I will be doing a service together where we will be introducing a congregational altar. So, in the meantime, if you feel led to, if you feel comfortable, think about what item you might bring to place on our altar. It could represent a belief, it could represent your practice. Be thinking about that. September 13th.
And now the prelude prepares us for the service. And Shua has offered to light the chalice this morning. As we light our chalice this morning, come into this place with your whole self, the parts that are raw and exposed, the part that is beaming with joy, the part that is seeking the truth, the new, the possibility. Come into this place with fellow travelers on the journey, some faces new and others familiar, and all are welcoming you here.
Our opening words come from Andrew Pakula. We arrive here together, travelers on life's journey, seekers of meaning, of love, of healing, of justice, of truth. The journey is long, and joy and woe accompany us at every step. None is born that does not die. None feels pleasure that does not also feel pain. The tear has not yet dried on the cheek, but the lips curve sweetly in a smile. Numerous are our origins, our paths, and our destinations, and yet, happily, our ways have joined together here today. Spirit of life, source of love, may our joining be a blessing. May it bring comfort to those who are in pain. May it bring hope to those who are in despair. May it bring peace to those who tremble in fear. And may it bring wisdom and guidance for our journeys. And though this joining may be for just a moment in time, the moment is all we can ever be certain of. May we embrace this in every instant of our lives. May it be so.
And now, if you'll stand as you're willing and able for our first hymn, Dear Weaver of Our Lives Design. It's hymn number 22 in the gray hymnal, or I assume the words will be up there. And now Joshua has a story for us. So if the children want to come up to the front.
Hello again. It's good to see y'all. And I do not have a story, but I have some questions, which has been, I think, a lot of fun lately because I love hearing what y'all have to say. So let's start with something simple. Who are you?
Shua Metatron, born August 28th, 2015, in Colorado.
So you are your name and your birthday and also the place of your birth. I like that. Who are you? You don't know? My daughter doesn't know who she is. That's pretty normal, I think, for a 13-year-old, right? Who are you?
Cat.
Oh yeah, I know that. Any amount of time spent with you, I get plenty of meows and plenty of meows. Who are you?
Something called a human.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. You're a human. I think you're getting to my next question. But a name or a birthday, those are just things that people call us or know about us. What if your parents had named you something else? Do you think you would be a different person? Anybody? Do you want to answer? This is a serious question. Anybody out there? If your parents gave you a different name, do you think you'd be a different person? What do you think?
Actually,
Oh, you don't know. Does anybody? I like this question. What do you think?
I'd be slightly different, but I like Heart of a Lion.
Ooh, is that what your name means? Heart of a Lion? Ooh, I love that. See, that's good. Our names carry meaning, don't they? And they're given to us. What do you think?
I wouldn't be connected to Gilmore Girls.
That's right. My daughter's name is Lorelai. I named her after my favorite TV show. Yeah. So here's a question. What makes you you? What would I have to know about you to actually get to know you? Anybody got any ideas? No? What do you think? What makes you you beyond all the stuff we've said?
Cats.
Oh, cats do make you you. Is anybody else? What makes you you? I'll come back here and Stacy.
My tenacity.
Oh, tenacity. I saw a hand back here. What makes you you?
Music taste.
Oh, taste in music. I like that. So I have to know a whole lot about you beyond your name to actually get to know you, huh? What do you think, Lorelai?
My style.
Your style. How about this? One more, and then we'll ask a different question. What makes you you?
My family and the people I surround myself with.
I love that. Who we surround ourselves with. Is there something, and this is for the kids mostly, that you can do now that you couldn't do months ago or a year ago? What do you think?
A lot of stuff in tennis. Like, I'm better now, so I can and actually win against a lot more players.
And what did it take for that to happen?
Lots and lots of practice. I did like 4 days a week for the summer each week. It was a lot.
Was that hot? It was hard. Did you mess up a lot? Yeah, he did. He said, what do you think?
I learned how to skate backwards.
Oh, wow. Did you ever fall? Yeah, you fell. How many times do you think?
I don't know.
So many that you don't even know. So here's a question too, and it might involve some falling. But does anyone here in this front row have a scar? Oh, you do? Is it something you can actually show? Oh, it's right there on your tummy. Oh, I see that. How'd you get that?
From baking cookies.
Oh, from baking cookies. You have a scar too?
On my eyebrow, I have a scar from when I was little. I was being crazy like I always do, and I tripped and fell and hit our new space heater, and it was like bonk. I remember it. It did not feel good. It was like hot.
Yeah, I was there. It was not good. So here's the thing. That spot on your head there or on your stomach there, that scar, your body made that. Do you know that? Yeah. Something happened and your body made something new right there. It wasn't there before. You didn't go back to how you were before. You became something new. So So who are you, Shua?
I'm Shua.
We're all the things that happen to us, you know? Like, how do you know good versus evil anyway? How do you know what's right and wrong? Do you know? How do you know?
If it affects me in a bad way or someone else in a bad way.
Oh, see, I like that. Thank you for opening that up to affect someone else. Because I think we have to see it, right? We have to learn. Every single thing that happens in our lives, good and bad, makes us who we are. I have a big scar on my back. I don't need to take my shirt off and show you. But it's a part of an issue I have that causes me great pain a lot of times. But I'll tell you something. That pain has also made me really kind. It's made me compassionate. It's forced me to think about others in a way that I might not have thought about them before. So remember that when things happen to us, they change us, and we become who we are over and over and over again, never changing or never stopping, always changing. Thank you.
And now it's time for a sharing of joys and concerns. You are invited to briefly share events in your life so we may support and celebrate together and place a pebble in the bowl of water. Please do not share others' personal information without their permission. And now we have a time of meditation.
If you feel led, go ahead and close your eyes. Big breath in. Our meditation today comes from Thomas Rhodes. Let us enter into a time of meditation, contemplation, and prayer. Feel the earth beneath your feet as it supports you. Feel the love of this community as it surrounds and enfolds you. Feel your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your heart. And how is it with your heart? Does your heart feel whole, shielded by intellect, cocooned by reason, closed to feeling? Or is it broken, fragile to the touch, brimming with the pain of loss? Or has your heart been broken and healed so many times that it now lies open to the world? Knowing that true growth comes not without pain, that tears may wear down barriers, that we may carry the hearts of others, even when our own is too heavy for us to bear. None of us has an unblemished heart, not one. For such perfection can only be found in death, and we who are alive still have much to heal. So let us give thanks for the broken places in our hearts and in our lives. For it is only through such brokenness that we may truly touch one another, and only through touching one another that the world may be healed. Let us give, then, thanks for the brokenness that we share. Thank you.
After our song of dedication, greeters will take up the offering. Generosity is a spiritual practice. Our fellowship is supported by our pledges and donations. If you are paying your pledge with a check today, please make a note in the memo line. We also have a tradition we call Share the Plate, where we split equally all cash donations and checks not marked as pledges with a local charity. Our Share the Plate partner for August is Fresh Start. Based in Fort Walton Beach, Fresh Start aims to help families without homes to achieve long-term self-sufficiency. Guided by love and compassion, Fresh Start offers a comprehensive program with housing, educational, vocational components tailored to the needs of each family. And now Ivy will speak to us.
So, how many of us have successfully cleared a little space on our plates? Only for our brain to decide that it's the perfect time for us to pull our baggage out and go through it. Why do we do that? When we are overwhelmed and stressed, our bodies hold on to the tension and we're flooded with all of these stress hormones. Our brain is on high alert for any possible threat, whether it's real or not. When we find safety and rest, those hormones fluctuate, trying to find that equilibrium. Our interoception comes back online, which means we begin to feel all of that tension that we've been holding. We are reminded of the painful and maybe traumatic experiences that caused it. A few years ago at another church, I spoke about taking the good and leaving the bad. There was a whole bit where I brought in various books and other paraphernalia from churches past, and I went through each item and I held it up and I described the meaning, the belief attached to it. I described the good and the bad thing of each item. One such example was a book written for girls and women, instructing us how to be good, obedient, sweet, meek, righteous daughters and wives. While this book did contain some helpful advice, it was mostly the opposite. It was mostly harmful. After I had described the helpful and harmful parts of this particular book, I dramatically ripped it in half. And I placed the part deemed good into a pile on one side, and the bad part I tossed to the floor in a trash pile. I continued this with another book and another item until I had gone through the entire lot. Most everything had been deemed bad, with very little worthy of being kept intact. After the service was over, I collected everything back into the basket I had brought it in, and I took it home, and I put it somewhere, and I forgot about it. I never did go through that basket, and I never did place the good things back on the shelf or wherever it belonged, nor did I go and I take the bad and toss it in the trash like I said I would. Over time, that basket was moved from one place to another, and more items were placed inside it on top of, what was in there. It was completely forgotten until a few months ago. When I did finally go through everything, I did indeed throw the bad things out, but I was at a loss for what to do with the rest. I hadn't exactly been strategic when I was up on the stage dramatically ripping things apart. I hadn't gone through each page of those books to carefully cut out the bad parts and preserve the good. I tore it up indiscriminately. And then, in the forgetting and in the neglect, those items were further damaged by all of the things placed on top. Mind you, this illustration was meant to symbolize ourselves. The good representing the joyful experiences and the bad representing the painful. Oops. Had I really encouraged us all to tear ourselves apart? To create holes within ourselves? Exactly 1 week ago from today, on the 16th of August, actress and singer Hayden Panettiere was found unresponsive at the age of 36. Many of us, especially millennials, we remember her from TV shows such as Heroes in Nashville, and of course, the millennial classic, Bring It On. More recently, she's known for her advocacy work. Hayden used her platform to support animal rights, voting rights, domestic violence awareness. She's spoken about her own experiences with postpartum depression and addiction, sharing how those experiences impacted her life and impacted her life as a mother and also as a person. And I am also reminded of one of my favorite artists, Vincent van Gogh, who created both holes within himself and also found ways of channeling that pain into beautiful pieces of art. One of my favorite episodes of the BBC TV show Doctor Who is titled Vincent and the Doctor. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with Doctor Who, the Doctor is an alien with a sonic screwdriver and a time machine that can take him anywhere in time and space. And in this episode, he and his companion, Amy Pond, travel to 1890 France, where they meet and they enlist the help of Van Gogh in stopping a creature that is terrorizing a village. At the end of the episode, Vincent is offered a trip in the TARDIS. And they take him to modern day France. They take him to a museum in Paris, to his own exhibit. Upon entering, Vincent is overwhelmed by the grandness of everything he sees. The sight of his own work, which was considered worthless in his time. This man sold one painting in his time, and it was a pity buy. As they're standing there in the exhibit, the doctor calls the curator over, and he asks him, in 100 words or less, where do you think Van Gogh rates in the history of art? The curator responds, that's a big question. But to me, Van Gogh is the finest painter of them all, he continues. Certainly the most popular great painter of all time, the most beloved. His command of color, the most magnificent. He transformed the pain of his tormented life into ecstatic beauty. Pain is easy to portray, but to use your passion and pain to portray the ecstasy and joy and magnificence of our world, no one had ever done it before. Perhaps no one ever will again. He concludes, to my mind, that strange wild man who roamed the fields of Provence was not only the world's greatest artist, but also one of the world's greatest men. At this, Vincent is absolutely overcome with emotion, and so am I every time I see it. It makes me think, it makes me wonder about the possibilities for myself. How might I use my own pain and merge it with what I'm passionate about? I rediscovered that basket of good and bad several months ago now, during a time when I was struggling to stay grounded and present. And finding it led me to think of all the things that I had cut out of my life. What holes have I created in myself? When I decided to leave the Christian church, I also left behind all of the rituals, all of the routines, all of the practices that, unbeknownst to me, had been keeping me connected to source, God, universe, whatever, and also here in this life, present, here and now. In an effort to create distance from something that has become more and more a tool of harm and destruction and violence, I also inadvertently cut out the things that I do resonate with, the practices that do help me, and the beliefs that I worked really hard to reconcile. I did not feel whole, nor did I feel healed. Around the same time, several months ago, during the 57th NAACP Image Awards, actress and film producer Viola Davis gave a powerful and moving speech. In it, she says she likes to quote, "The definition of hell is that on your last day on earth, the person you became meets the person you could have become." And if you listen to her speech, you'll hear the audience gasp at that. Oh my goodness. She continued, I say that about our nation. I say that about myself, that there is no becoming until you face the depth and the darkness of your own soul. There is no becoming without healing and without a radical acceptance of one's truth. She continued more, reflecting on her childhood and growing up in poverty in the 60s, saying, that is the hero's journey, and we have only to follow the thread of a hero's path. And where we thought we would find an abomination, we shall find a God. And where we thought we could slay the other, we will slay ourselves. And where we thought to journey outward, we shall come to the center of our own existence. And where we had thought to be alone, we shall come to be with all the world. Unitarian Universalists believe in transformation, an inherent and ongoing process of evolution, an idea that simply existing changes us over time. And with that, a responsibility or an opportunity to guide the direction of those changes. I have found myself in a period of time where I have made a little space on my plate. And now my brain wants to lug that baggage out, throw it up on that plate, rip it open, tear everything out, go through everything. I can continue to rip myself to shreds, or I can choose to define this as an opportunity. If the baggage must be unpacked, if I have no choice over that, then maybe I can find ways during this process to fold and repack all of these things better so that the baggage isn't so heavy or lumpy. Maybe the zippers can close. Maybe there's a little more room in there. How can I use the painful bits of my life in a way that channels my grief and anger and despair into something that feels purposeful or healing, or that advocates, or that creates beauty, or that affects change? And if I can find that answer, wouldn't the fear and the work of it be something that is worth it? If I could use all of this baggage in a way like that, wouldn't it be worth it to go through it? As I have been on my own healing journey, I am finding that rather than becoming someone unfamiliar to myself, I am actually becoming more of myself. And as I become more of myself, my capacity for how I show up, how I serve, and how I resist increases. Viola Davis said, "Where we thought to be alone, we shall come to be with all the world." So what would we, as a community, what would we look like if we became a community of people that healed? That became more of themselves by including all of the parts of ourselves. We can become a community of people who will listen, who will share love and share hope. When anger and pain is present, we can become a safe haven. We can create safety amidst the chaos and the horror of the world. We can hold space for each other so that we know that we are not alone. And in knowing that we are not alone, we can find a way to move forward together. May we continue healing together, and may this safe place always be a safe place and a place of love and acceptance and joy when it happens. May it be so.
And now it's time for our second hymn. I don't think we've ever done this one before. It's number 125 in the gray hymnal. And it's not that difficult to sing. As I extinguish the chalice, may we leave this place seeking an uncharted and freely chosen way to wholeness, knowing we have companions along the way.
Our closing words are from Phoenix Belshelton Biggs. Friends, thank you for your witness to all that exists on the margins. Thank you for your commitment to hold yourselves and one another in great and steadfast love. Moving forward from this space, may we continue to nurture that spiritual growth. May we continue to travel along the winding path of healing, knowing that we do not journey this path alone. Amen.
Please remain seated for the postlude and then join us in the back for snacks and then second hour.